off my arm, I say me and my arm. You cut off my other arm, I say me and my two arms. You take out my stomach, my kidneys, assuming that were possible, and I say me and my intestines. Follow me? And now, if you cut off my head, would I say me and my head or me and my body? What right has my head to call itself me? What right?
Echoes. Repetitions. The veneers are being stripped and blasted. Molar. Mortar. Molar. Mortar. Maldoror. Motor. Major. Molar. Hold steady. Everything prefigures petrified movement and calcified death. Vertebrates and invertebrates clump together beneath the droppings of the birds and halting pressures catapult down. Gravity begins to fuse all that we see into a new form. It is all there. The rectagonal edges, the gridded white lines, the uniform flat gradient. Yet the material is entirely constructed of black marble, and it has been polished to a high sheen. It seems impossible, but there it is before you, reflected in your damaged hands. Across the expanse is a low, squat, concrete building. It resembles a clinic. You are well aware that preference in all things is given to the standing, and you transfer your weight evenly to each foot. Directly in front of you are the 5 surfaces. Carry on? Yes, of course. Proceed. Bypassing fractured endodon. Extirpation of pulp. This leads to the first exposure. Debridement of root. Adhesive restoration. All processes are in order to cultivate the 5 surfaces. Just to be sure, just to be safe, there can be no talk and no sudden movement. Out across the mirrored stretch you begin. Blood seeps from your bandaged hand, and the surface is difficult to walk on. Behind you is a trail of dirt and blood. Out now near the centre, the reflecting surface starts to create confusion. Looking down at your dirty feet, the sky is painted black with rippled marble, and so are the birds and the walls of the building. So are your arms and your hands, and now your mottled face. You persist on with slippery feet. There is the you who is walking. There is the you who is reflected beneath. It appears that you are walking on the sky, walking on the sides of buildings, walking on birds, but you know this is not true because you have a pain which the reflected you appears not to share. Humans cannot share physical pain. We can all hold hands, but pain is experienced on one's own, such as death, such as aging, such as decay. Are you married? Excuse the question, but it's because of children. This is a very quiet building, and my wife and I are getting on. We don't like noise. No, you are alone. Very good. You are one of the good ones. The surging riptide of images starts to take hold, as thousands of pounds of interior sand are emptied beneath us. The pull feels too strong, and our vision alternates between darkness and light. The dull roaring of sand grains caterwaul with walls and hooks. We are consumed by a vacant world full of teeth and decay. We are caught between the horror of broken and stilted mouths. Let us survive these vast, hungry, violent worlds of territory and flesh. That's it. Try to reach the shallows once more, despite the calls of family duty. Seek the quiet beach of her limbs as they lay there unblemished by the sun, white as the clearest sheet laid upon the flat wood of an ancient desk. Crawl up her thighs and let these fingers glide over the surface of her skin and paint this reality with a new name. Gentle caresses radiate down through her vibrating arm. The light is so clear and bright that your eyes are shaded. Soft scents amygdala. Fight or flight. Your neck cranes forward through the pain. Pushing, just pushing now for her. You wish to drink from her. Drink numbing milk, the soft flesh, the feel of her white skin. Her over-swollen body lurches in your grasp. She allows you. She whispers to you. She comforts you, and you drink. There is no thought of the crowded streets, of the good ones, of the criminals. There is only this room, only the pain and its sweet relief. There is only her. Whispers clear away questions, soothing sounds and dripping thoughts of milk, proteins and erased memories. Can death reach the child? Do wasting limbs and flesh require such a sacrifice? Do I reproduce to starve off this fear? Suprabiological means are also available. Line up and press buttons. Watch the tide flow of material. The endless words and pictures. Feel the perfect and empty porcelain replications that now line our mouths. Hear the chink as they clap together. The bell-like calls of artificial mouths. With the ashen walls blown upon clinical winds, the reduction of life is possible to a simple row of mouths, all chattering for flesh and nourishing milk. Loping footsteps herald the return to your apartment. There you stand in the ownership of your belongings, your table, your fridge, your knives and forks. You push away the wardrobe full of rotting clothes, those drippings of identity. You push childlike fingers through the wet plaster and gouge new meaning into the recesses of this dwelling. The holes made by your own hands, fashioned into your own shapes, will be the resting places of your original teeth. Each with their nerves intact, they will plant themselves into the walls and grow with snail-like feelers into the fixtures and joints, into the floors and into the ceiling. Listen to the rattling sounds of a fast-approaching storm outside. You crash into the street and empty the elderly of their dentures. Right there in the gutter you begin constructing the alternate city, building a power site for the new paradigm. Gently moving and fusing together the artificial mouths, you construct a white porcelain architectural rendering of a fresh space. The artificial teeth pile up around you. Several versions of this have been tried and thrown aside. It is just you and the gutter, you and the vacant teeth. Who whispers into your ears through those microphones? Who fills your silence? What are you chasing? Face it, there are no good ones. There are just layers of decency. As you near decay, as you approach pain and death, these layers change. The five surfaces move and shift and buckle. Hold on now, dear, hold on, she whispers. No need to pull such a long face over a tooth. I'll tell you a story. Whenever one of my teeth fell out, I used to hide it. My mother said it would turn into a coin. Lo and behold, it did. How it is in this reflecting world. How it is in the richness of our mouths, in the value of our teeth, in the elements of our decay.